Welcome back to Chatting with Red. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment. We're going to Oregon with this story. A young black man, Barry Washington Jr., complimented a young white lady, and her boyfriend killed them. This reminds me of the Emmett Till story. If you're not familiar with Emmett Till, he was supposedly had whistled at a white lady down south. He was 14 years of age, and her husband and her brother-in-law went to his family's house where he was staying, kidnapped him, beat that young man to death, disfigured him, killed that young man. Then in 2016, I think it was, the lady on her deathbed admitted that she lied about it. Ridiculous. But let's hear what happened with Barry Washington.
Familiar chants for what some see as a familiar story, this time playing out in Bend, Oregon. A black man, Barry Washington Jr., was shot and killed allegedly after complimenting a white woman. No evidence of the compliments being inappropriate, according to the local district attorney, who also says Washington was then confronted by the woman's boyfriend, Ian Cranston.
He said some words to Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington said words back. There was some pushing, some jostling, some punches thrown, but then it calmed down. It was not going to get out of hand. Then Mr. Cranston pulled a gun out of his waistband and shot and killed Mr. Washington.
Cranston's attorney disputed that account and wrote to CNN in part, before Ian Cranston ever drew his weapon, Barry Washington had assaulted him without provocation, resulting in head injuries that required the police to take Mr. Cranston to the hospital where a brain scan and other procedures had to be performed. Cranston was initially arrested on a single charge of second-degree manslaughter and had been released on bail before a grand jury returned an indictment Thursday that added second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, first-degree assault, and unlawful use of a weapon. Friday, a judge ordered him held without bail. District Attorney Hummel has said this was a homicide with no justification. Meanwhile, a community and family is left looking for answers, as race is hard to ignore.
We just want justice the right way, like the rest of the world would, if their loved one was killed in cold blood just like this.
It's a dynamic not lost on the district attorney.
There's a reckoning with race that needs to happen in Central Oregon, and it needs to happen now. Justice will be done in this case.
And after the initial charge against Cranston was filed, he even wrote in part, it's important his family feels our community saw Barry, that we see them, and that we believe Barry's life, their lives, and the lives of all black people matter. He is not, however, seeking a hate crime charge as of now, citing there isn't enough evidence. Cranston has a plea hearing set for early December. Omar Jimenez, CNN.
Touch me. Dick licker. Get the
Hey, call the police! Call the police right now!
okay, you need a shot, and that's all you need to give up. Hit me. The guy on the ground.
Hit you in the face.
Yeah, he pushed me back and then hit my
Now, you heard her saying he pushed her and did something else. Excuse me. But right here in this article, Her name is Allie. It says there was no evidence to know if Barry's approach to Allie was inappropriate. No allegation was put on Barry like that he grabbed, groped, and crashed her. Allie said his approach was respectful and she was okay with that. But the interaction made Cranston unhappy and he confronted Barry. But you clearly can hear, like the video, the original video I can't find, but they was using the N-word as he was laying down. Neither one of them called for 911. If it was self-defense, when you called 911. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, and please subscribe. And also, it's crazy how this happened back in September. This story didn't get much airplay at all. Have a good one.